Hey, what is going on, everyone? In today's video, I want to talk to you all about the Greek raid orbs. So this is something that hasn't been touched for quite some time, and actually I was trying to look this up to get an idea of exactly when the last update was, and I think the last update was the Gamma raid orb, which included Shatterstar. Now, I don't know how long ago that was because I was trying to find this out to figure out what the date is. If any of you know when that got changed, please let me know in the comments down below because I think it was quite some time ago. But definitely before Adam Warlock and all that, it was an additional way to get shards for Shatterstar. But other than that, none of the orbs, as far as I am aware, have been updated, and I want to go through each one of them and kind of share with you guys some of the characters that are not in there because I actually made a list. It's not a long list, but a list nonetheless of the characters who aren't included, and that's if they're keeping the same, if they're going to continue to keep the same drops that they do have in terms of what traits they use for that. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, so without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Okay, so of course we're going to start in order here at the Alpha Raid Orb, go to the Beta, and then go to the Gamma. So in case you guys are unaware, and yeah, I don't even open these orbs anymore because really it's just, I forget that they're there, and they're Ultimus Raid fluff. Now for newer accounts, like my baby account, some of these characters might be valuable, maybe, some of them. So Alpha Raid Orbs are Hero Mystic. Now let's take a look of what's inside here. There's not a lot of... There's a few characters that might be okay to use for newer players. Black Panther for Chaos Theory. Ghost Rider is City Hero, so you could use it for Block Party, right? I think so. Heimdall if you are chasing Black Bolt, but honestly, I think for newer accounts, Black Bolt's not really good at this time. And Baku once again for Chaos Theory as well, so these two actually. Iron Fist, I guess part of Heroes for Hire, but that's, yeah. Thor, again, for the same reason as Heimdall here, towards Black Bolt. And then, basically, Scarlet Witch is useless, America Chavez is useless, Strange is useless, Alice is pretty useless, and Iron Fist is so-so. So you have like 40 to 50% art trash, and then the other half are okay. Now, who are we actually missing? Now, I did make a list, and it's not too many, actually, but we are missing some notable ones that did actually get additions into the Milestone Orb 2. So the Milestone Orb 2 was the last orb that was, regularly updated, I guess. I'm not going to say regularly updated. It was updated with some of the newer characters. So who is missing here is Moon Knight and White Tiger. That's the most notable older ones that could be added here. The Shadowland characters, that would make sense. They're Hero Mystic. Moon Knight and White Tiger would make a good addition here. But of course, White Tiger is a Blitz Orb exclusive right now, so I don't think that they want to do that. That being said, why not? It's not like, unless they have some incredible plans for Shadowland, which I don't think they do at this point, there's almost no reason not to include that. Moon Knight's on Cosmic 1-3 or some shit like that, so there's absolutely no reason he can't be added into this orb. White Tiger, again, I don't know why she can't be added into this orb. It's not a huge deal. It's not like she's for any legendary event. So yeah, unless there's some future plan, I doubt it, otherwise that she wouldn't have been in a Blitz Orb to begin with. Now, other characters that are missed, obviously, is the characters from last patch, the new Warriors, Deathpool, Cloak and Dagger. I don't see this happening anytime soon because for obvious reasons. They make a lot of money still probably for them. And then there's Silver Surfer, who is also Hero Mystic. Now, we're obviously not going to get Silver Surfer in an Alpha Raid Orb anytime before Moon Knight and White Tiger. That being said, he does still qualify for that tag of Hero Mystic. His raid season milestones are going to be going away pretty soon, I think, at the start of November. So there's only a couple more, I think maybe 2 more raid seasons left before he goes away there. So it does make me wonder where he's going to go, if it's going to be a more player-friendly manner or not, and who's going to replace him. But that's not the purposes of this video anyway. So let's talk about the Beta Orb next. And the Beta Orb is villain, I'm pretty sure, is villain skill tech. So let's find the center pillar here for the characters now. Out of the characters that are available, this one has 11 instead of 10, like the Alpha Raid Orb. We have Bullseye, not a good character, usable for Payday, but there are better mercs for Payday that you can use instead of him. Corvus Glaive, Black Order is not really worth building if you haven't already. I would not recommend any earlier, some early or mid-game account to build Black Order. Same deal with Proxima. You know, she was really good, and I have her at gear 15, but I wouldn't recommend that for newer players coming up the way. Proxima's not really useful either. Killmonger, one of the best ones probably in here, because he triples for flash events. He's a merc, Wakandan, and he is skilletary. So you can use them for 3 monthly flash events. Probably the best one there. Kingpin, trash, because he, you know, hasn't been good for 3 years. Korath is a merc. I would actually recommend using Korath for the payday event. I think that makes sense. He is a fairly easy to farm. We do have Shuri, it's not sure, oh my god, Shocker and Mysterio and Vulture, actually, who are usable to unlock Shuri and Invisible Woman, although I wouldn't recommend Vulture too much, but I would recommend Mysterio and Shocker, very easy to farm as well on nodes, so there's a good way to get shards for them. And then Scientist Supreme currently doesn't have a ton of use, although fingers crossed for MODOK might happen sometime soon. And then we have Taskmaster. So Taskmaster, I believe, in this orb was the most recent addition, I think, to this orb, and that was fine. You know, he is, again, he's a merc for payday. Would recommend bringing him up at least for that. But in terms of characters that are missing, a big one, Baron Zemo. So villain skill, he's in the race store. I don't see why he can't be here, because that would be additional ways to get Baron Zemo shards for newer players, who is really, really important in the early and mid game for the amount of damage that he does to minions. So that really needs to get updated. There's some big ones here, actually. Ghost, villain tech. Ghost is not in there because she's a war store farm, but once we get to the Gamma raid, or the Gamma orb, we'll see that actually there are some war store characters in there. So I think that Ghost really should be added to this orb to make things a little bit easier for players. Minerva, another villain tech character that's not added here. I don't know why. She is available also in the war store, but you know, she's not really super useful anymore. But, you know, still would be a good nod, you know, to get rid of some of these other characters that nobody needs. And actually, not all of them are in here anymore. But yeah, maybe to undilute this, get rid of Kingpin, get rid of Bullseye. You know, unless they're getting reworks, that's 2 characters you could dump reliably, and adding characters like Baron Zemo and Ghost. Minerva, Yellow Jacket is another one. Now, I know why this is not happening, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't do it. It would be a more player-friendly decision. So Ghost and Yellow Jacket are members of the Pimtech team. That involves unlocking Jubilee. So Yellow Jacket is a Doom War 3/6 character, and I think that he should be more player-friendly accessible. And if he was available in the beta raid orb, that would make things a lot better. And even though that these orbs only come around at like 2 weeks of every 6 weeks, you know, with the rotations of alpha, beta, and gamma, at the very least it would provide ways for other players to at least collect some shards for these characters every so often. So those are the 4 main ones: Baron Zemo, Ghost, Minerva, Yellow Jacket. They should be added in here. Some of these could get booted out, but I think at least some of those 4 should be added to this orb if they're going to continue using this sort of trait for the orb. On occasion, they did change the traits. Again, I don't remember how long ago that was. That was probably some time ago. They actually changed the entire contents of the orb. That did happen once or twice, I believe. The actual orb just flipped into a different trait. But, I mean, these Greek raids have been going for, I don't know, like 2.5 years. They started with Alpha, who was originally, they gave out shards for, oh god, who was it? Miles. No, Miles was beta. Venom. Venom was alpha, and then Miles for beta, and then Juggernaut for gamma. So those were raid release characters that they had a whole different meaning to back then, when that was an actual legit release method. But things have changed since then. So finally, I want to talk about the Gamma Raid Orb. So this was the one that had the most recent update. And we have Cosmic Brawler Protector, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong about any of these, please let me know in the comments down below. The obvious addition is Shatterstar, and once again, we only have 10 characters. Now, what's interesting about this, though, is there are characters that double dip. Both in the Alpha Raid Orb and in the Gamma, and some from the Beta. So we'll talk about America Chavez, who is also Hero Mystic and is in the Alpha Raid Orb. We'll talk about Heimdall, who is also Hero Mystic and also in the Alpha Raid Orb. Nebula, who is in the Beta Raid Orb because she's villain tech. That's fine, because Nebula is actually probably one of the better ones here for newer players because of Infinity Watch. Shatterstar, no, he actually only is once, but he is the most recent addition to this. But Sif, So Sif is as an Asgardian, and she is required for Black Bolt, but she is actually a War Store character farm. So of the 3 orbs, I believe that she's the only one that's actively a Raid Store farm. The Thing and Thanos, it is what it is. Not a huge difference there. They're not the best ones. So the best characters in this orb clearly is Shatterstar and Nebula. The rest, oh, and Gamora, I guess, as well. If you still need Gamora shards, you don't have her maxed out from the Blitz store, these are the best characters here. Otherwise, the rest of them are pretty trashy. For the reasons I mentioned about Asgardians not really needing Black Bolt at this point for newer players and mid-game players. I don't think he's that good anymore. You don't need to go out of your way for that. Now, who are they missing? Now, once again, we're missing Deathpool, because Deathpool is a hero mystic, but also a cosmic brawler. I think I brought that up in the New Warriors when we talked about Alpha. I don't think this is likely, because she's the newest character, and that's probably not going to get added there. Corvus Glaive, interestingly, also a cosmic brawler, not in here, but in the beta orb, because he's villain skills. So, Nebula doubles in this one and in beta. Why does Corvus not? You know, Corvus is not very good, but I'm saying, why do they make some exceptions for certain characters and not others? Cull Obsidian, Cosmic Protector. You know, he was most recently added to the War Store as well. However, now that, you know, Black Order is not really a big thing, I don't see why he couldn't be added here, because, you know, it would mean that people are, you know, are probably not spending on him in the War Store anyways, and so at least that would be a good way for other players just to accumulate shards, or for those players who do have Black Order geared, you know, because they're, you know, old players, but don't want to spend the War Crest to get them to 7-star, this would actually be a really great way to do that. Now, Phyla-Vell, finally, this is like the last character here, Cosmic Protector. I get it, Infinity Watch, you know, newer character. Of all of the characters listed, probably, yeah, I don't think that she's going to be added here, but I think it would be a nice nod to add that in anyway, so I don't wanted to bring that up. Probably not going to happen, but these are the characters missing from Gamma. The ones that I could see the most likely updates, again, Alpha, Hero Mystic for Moon Knight and White Tiger. The Beta Raid Orb, Baron Zemo, come on, just give us Baron Zemo. You don't. I would love Ghost or Yellow. I would love Yellow Jacket over Ghost, but, you know, one or the other would be really beneficial for new players to get toward that Jubilee milestone if people can actually get her unlocked, because that is really helpful for new players to, now that the Astonishing X-Men are farmable, it would make sense to allow us to have Pimtech so that they can start using that as a raid team for new and mid-game players. That would be great, but, you know, still, regardless, Baron Zemo would be a very good choice as well. So if they, that's if they decide to continue going with this, but this is so, this gets updated like maybe once a year, like it's like, I don't even know. Like, let me know if you guys are lore keepers, and normally I keep this kind of stuff, but like I don't remember. Maybe I should keep track of important dates better. But this doesn't happen very frequently, and it's a source of a lot of frustrations, not just for veteran players, but the fact that half of the characters in these orbs are useless, and I don't even open them, because I don't need what's in them. Now, I will say, though, that for newer players, the Purple Gear reward is quite nice in here. But other than that, the shards, though, oh god, they're just terrible. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about the Greek Raid Orbs. I think we need to retune these really badly, or just give us some new ones. I don't know. Give us a new raid. Give us a Delta raid with a brand new orb. That would be amazing. There was a Delta raid that was data mined for ages and ages, and then they gave up on it. I would love to see a brand new Greek raid. But of course, this is Scopely boundless, where they're just going to do the bare minimum of work. But I would say a rework of you know, maybe more than once a year should be something that we should expect. But hey, that's just me, and what do I know, of course, and, you know, nobody's going to listen to me anyways. So that's everything for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.